Hey everybody, it's just me. We're spinning a little honey here today. Talk about I want to join in and see what's up right here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I've had people tell me, they said, we don't think you really have honey, or not real honey. And I was like, not real honey. Let me tell y'all a little something about honey, okay? Honey is the most corrupted product sold in the world. How can you say that, Clell? Well, because that's the truth. If you go to the store and you buy honey, let me give you the reason first and you'll understand maybe then possibly. That's this right here. Okay. Honey does not have a scientific formula. Because it doesn't have a formula, you can't say this is or this is not honey. Okay. So I'll flip y'all around so you're sitting here looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Let's see, where'd you go? There we go. Flippity flip. Flip. Wait, no, that's right. I don't need to flip it. Here we go. All right. So here's my spinner, Spinning Jenny. All right. Probably going to move this so I can get y'all closer in so you can see what I'm doing here. Now, I can do this outside right now, this time of year. I can do this outside. And the reason that I can is because the bee populations are not up yet. Let me show you what I got here. I'm going to flip the camera around for you. Try again. All right, here we go. Now, this is my spinner. Okay, and inside of my spinner, let me do this so I can see what I'm doing. All right, I've got the frames are in there. I've taken the frames out of here and out of this guy here, and you can see this is actually honey right here. And I've got it set out here like this so that the bees, there's my bees right there. Those two yellow boxes right yonder, right there and there. And we've been renovating, so there's my bees right there. Those two yellow boxes right yonder, right there and there. And we've been renovating, so that's the dumpster. Yay. But praise God, we're almost done. So it looks like a rummage sale going on, but you know, it is what it is. And over here, I've got these draining. Now, what I do is, these guys, all they're doing is draining. I have popped up in the comb. I use this tuning fork right here, and I just knock that top off of there, and you can see it just all of a sudden just starts oozing out. That's all we're doing. This is a real passive way that I'm using right now. And the reason that I am is because I'm not in a hurry to get this done. I'm in a hurry, if you will. I want to make sure that I'm getting as much honey as I can out of here. Okay, and so this is honey that I have taken off of my hives, my bees, and this is what it looks like when I spin. Let me see if we can get this up here. Okay. All right, let's see here. How's that? Okay. Now, spin. That's all you do, okay? I want to show you, though, how I've got it set up. What I've done is, if I don't have this done, what'll happen? You see this down here? I've got the footings on the honey spinner screwed into the floor. All right, look at that. Isn't that cool? All right, now right now you can't actually hear it. You can actually, these have been spun just a little bit, but you can hear the honey coming out if you listen real close. Hear it? You hear that noise? It sounds like paper sliding. That is the honey being slung out against the walls, and it'll drain down the side of the walls, and we will take it out of this right here. Same thing's on this side of this. This is a honey saver too. You see, I got my port over there as well. And so, then you spin this stuff for as long as you want to. You will always be getting more honey out of it. Now, I'm not trying to spin it really fast or anything like that. The centrifugal force is going to sling the honey out, okay? And so, we do this on a day when we've got a little bit of time. We're not forcing ourselves to get anything done. We've got a lot of honey to spin here. I got about 20 more frames I'm going to spin. I was able to get, there's 12 in here right now. I don't know, it actually will tell me when this comes up. When it comes up high enough, it'll stop, it'll slow the thing down because it'll catch up the bottom of the frames and it'll slow it all down. Now, so that's what we're doing here. And when it gets stopped, you see, it's still working. This is the beauty of this, okay? Is that it's still slinging the honey out. All right, it's not slinging it out as much as it was before. Okay. Oh, that wasn't the best thing I'll do today. But that's also why it comes apart. But if it comes apart, then when it hits that thing, it doesn't break it because it's still in one place. Now, after I've spun it I'm going to spin it back the other way. I don't know if that matters. Okay, I really don't know if it matters, but it feels like it does. Okay, and you just let it go that way a little while. I can see it sling stuff out now. I'll hold you up here. I don't know if you can actually see it slinging this stuff out or not because of the shadows and stuff like that, but it's there. Okay, and you know, it's just a slinging that honey out. Once we get it out, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna drain it out into a bucket. Now, I only put it through 2 strainers is all I do. These are the strainers that I use right here. Stainless steel. Okay, stainless steel strainers. That is all the filtering. I do not heat my honey. I don't pasteurize it. I don't do anything to it that will cause it to lose anything. The reason that I don't is because if you're getting honey, my honey is raw when I sell it. If you're getting raw honey for medicinal purposes, if somebody pasteurizes that honey, then that honey will no longer do what you just paid, the exorbitant amount of money that you paid for it. You cannot afford honey. I don't care who you are, by and large, you can't afford honey. All right? We have to, if I were to figure in every dime of my time and put it in there, there's no way you could afford honey. Okay? Now, that when you go to the store, like I said, it is the most corrupted product on the market. Okay? What they do is they take it, and I'm not saying who does this, and not because number one, I don't know who does it, but they take and they corrupt it. They put corn syrup in it, and we all know how much we love that high fructose corn syrup, right? But again, because there's not a formula for honey, you can't say, well, this honey has corn syrup in there. Well, you know what? Bees collect everything from everything. So any plant out there, you can't say that the bee didn't get some of that, okay? And put it in that there honey, okay? Now what we're going to do is I'm going to readjust the frames in here so that they have exposure to be slung out. And that's what we're doing now. We're slinging this stuff. All right, this one right here was out. I'm just going to spin it around, and we're going to sling the other side. All right. Look at here. This guy is clean as a whistle. And look, that's been slung. You can see now right here, there's always going to be some that's going to not quite get done. This is sourwood honey, and it is absolutely delicious. You can only get sourwood honey where sourwood trees grow, like anything else, okay? And that's the reason you can't get Melaleuca honey in the United States. Melaleuca doesn't grow up here, okay? And you can see, can y'all see? Okay, you see that dark right there? That didn't get the wax, didn't get corrupted enough to release the honey. So I'm gonna go in here and jab it a little bit because we're trying to get the honey out. They've double sailed this in a lot of cases. The bees did. They got out there and they put some honey in there, and then they came along and they made a second level in the hive. And when they did that, that's typical. All right, this isn't anything special that they've done, but they did that, and then they'll have to. I'm gonna pop these right here. Get those other ones out. Well, that second level of get those other ones out. Well, that second level of that second level is often enough. It ends up getting buried. They'll dig it out now. Don't get wrong. Bees eat the honey. The honey is what the bees eat in the winter. All right, so that right there shows you immediately if you missed a spot. Okay, all these up through here. Corner right there. You hear those bees? They can smell that honey. See them? You know, the reason that I can do this outdoors at this time of year is because the bee populations aren't up enough. There's not enough forager bees in the hive yet for them to quite literally come and compete with me for this honey, and they will come and compete with you. Okay, they will come out here and they will get just right ugly with you if you don't know what you're doing. All right, so what you want to do is make sure you know what you're doing. Now this side over here hadn't been slung yet. I can feel it. You tell it by the weight. Okay, by the way, for anybody that has any questions about this, honey is sold by the pound. Okay, 12 ounces of fluid, a fluid 12 ounces of honey makes about 1 pound. Okay, matter of fact, it makes exactly 1 pound. All right, so honey is sold by the pound. The reason it's sold by the pound, I have no idea why, to be honest with you. I just know it is. People want you to sell it by the fluid quart. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a lot of attention here, guys. Okay, they want you to sell it by the fluid quart, but we've got to. People will tell you, well, you got to make a profit. The truth of the matter is I don't really make a profit selling honey. I lose money pretty much every year. The reason that you lose money selling honey is because you can't account for all of your hours that you put in here. Okay, it's just about to that part of the game where I'm gonna have to do something with the with draining. Y'all gonna love that part, I believe. Just, so we got here. It's holding on tight, isn't it? Okay. Let's just see what we got here. We're going to sling this some more. And that's what you do. You sling it, wait, sling it, wait. Okay. Now, you can see over here, what I'm doing is I put those combs right there. See over here, what I'm doing is I put those combs right there. That's to draw the bees away. That's free honey for them. And they love it. They're going to come and get it. I'm trying to keep them off of where I'm actually working. You hear that? That's the honey rain. Okay. Lots of honey being slung right there. It's going to catch up in a minute. I'm gonna have to start draining it. The reason that I'm not trying to drain it too fast right now is because I have to drain it into buckets. And there's not a lot of scouts to come out here and argue with me, but they are enough to make it difficult. I'll probably end up having to do my draining this evening after the sun goes down and the bees are back in the hive. You know, just as a simple matter of, you know, protecting myself, you know, because I'm not busy trying to get stung and fighting with the girls over it. And I call them the girls. That's what I call my bees. I call them the girls. No, I don't have all of them named. Anybody got any questions at this point? Michael, what's up, buddy? Hallelujah. All right. Anybody got any questions? I'm back here where I can see right now. If you got any questions, you want to throw them in there, because when I'm working, I had to be in front of the camera. How much is a slinger? Wow. Here's the deal. They come in all different sizes. For the camera. How much is a slinger? Wow. Here's the deal. They come in all different sizes, and they come in, like you see mine. I'm about hand crank. They've got motorized ones. You can probably pick up a secondhand slinger, give or take $100. Okay. If you're into, if you had a bunch of them, you'd want a motorized one. Some people do, some people don't. I don't want one. Motorized ones start at about $400. So, you know, and you can, like anything else, you can pay as much as you want. You know, they got different name brands, and I don't sell stuff, so I'm not busy trying to put name brands out there, and I'm not going to. Am I selling honey with a frame? Do you mean with comb in it? I said that you can pay as much or little as you want to. You can start probably at a second hand. You could probably start with maybe $100 for a spinner. Probably spins 4 frames. My spinner will spin up to 12. That one right you're looking at right there. It'll spin up to 12 small, medium frames, and it'll spin 4 large frames. The medium frames that y'all see, that's what I'm working with today. The large frames are about 8 inches. It's 8, 6, and 4 on the size of the frame. Are you selling honey with a frame? No, sir. Not right now. I'm not. Not right now. I'm not. I don't. There's a lot of trouble goes into selling with it. Oh, you got a 2-frame spinner? Okay. Have you got bees? You know, right now I've only got them 2 little hives. I had 18 hives in November, and they died. They flied. I'm getting an extensive education in the varroa mite right now, which is the biggest thing. Think of the varroa mite. Think of a bee tick, which is about what it is. And once they get in there, they suck the fat. Bees don't have blood. They suck whatever would be called fat in the bee out, and so the bee ends up with a full belly, starving to death. And so the only way that the bee can make fat is by eating pollen. Think of, if you think of the way the bees eat, they eat pollen and nectar. They need both of those. They need pollen. Oh, okay. This is full. And you can see how I don't know if you can see it. Watch this. Remember how I was turning it loose and it was spinning? So now I'm going to have to drain this to get the honey out, and that may be more troublesome to get the honey out, and that may be more troublesome to do, because once I open it up to where the honey can come out, them girls are going to smell it. Now, what you do is you got to keep these buckets. The only thing that's ever been in these buckets right here is honey, water, and Dawn dishwashing soap. Okay, I don't put anything in them. When I say there ain't no chemicals in my honey, I mean there ain't no chemicals in my honey, y'all. Okay, so I put these things up at the end of the honey season. I stack them up, and then I pull them out, and I start wiping them down again. Everybody ain't me, but I'm me, and I got to live with me. And if you have any of my honey, I want you to know that I clean every surface personally. I don't take for granted that you chose to buy your honey from me. Okay, and so we clean out the things. This is the cover. I'll be using this here shortly when I get ready to put them on there. These are bucket hubs. I'll show y'all how to use them maybe if I'm on here long enough. What you do is you put this guy on the side of the bucket so that you can put a bucket inside of a bucket. When I get ready to drain a bucket into another bucket, it's you got to have all these. If you keep bees, you got to have every one of these things. They're absolutely unnecessary. Okay, but you got to have them because there's a rule, might be a law. Anyway, that's what the bucket hub looks like. And you just lay another bucket on top right here, and you can drain it into that bucket. That's all it is. Okay, back to cleaning again. Invariably, as it goes on, invariably, you take these buckets out, shake them, wipe them down, because there's been nothing in here. I've had this bucket sealed all winter long. The last time it was open, I was pouring honey out of it. I washed it with my Dawn soap, and I stored it in a clean, dry place, away from everything. I don't store them with chemicals. I may be doing too much, but I'm trying to make sure I never do not enough. Plain and simple. There's any number of people out there that will tell you that I'm doing something wrong. Well, you know what? And it's not that they're saying it's wrong. They'll say, well, you don't need to do that. I may not need to do that, but I would much rather do this and not have to do it than to not do it and know that I needed to have it done. Okay, that's the crux of the situation. I would far more rather do more than I had to than to be caught not doing enough. I mean, isn't that fair? Is that fair to everybody? I'm looking at the camera again if anybody's got any questions. I'm just on here rattling. I got time. Miss Dee Dee's in the house, and I'm out here, and there's a whole lot. Like I said, you could not afford honey if I charged for every minute that I put in to the honey before it ever even got in the bottle that I'm going to sell it to you in. Okay. Well, you can't do it. There's no way. It would cost too much. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about common people. I'm not talking about kings and princes. I'm not talking about multimillionaires who can, they can afford to fly around on a jet. Oh my gosh. Well, praise God. I'm glad you can. I can't. Okay. I work for a living. I'm retired from the Air Force and from the post office. I got 40 years of government service, of which I'm proud, by the way. But I want you to know, you know, I got my dues, okay? So anyhow, and what we'll do here is we're gonna put this underneath here. I'm gonna see if I can show you. All right, we're gonna put that guy underneath that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a smaller bucket, because when I put my frames on top of here, I'll show you what the setup looks like, and then you can understand, maybe you'll understand what I'm saying here. Okay. When I put my strainers on top of there, it's the only strainers that I use right here, okay? Used to be, when you got your honey, it'd have bee parts in it, okay? All right, see that right there? That's it. That's all that's in between that honey and you, okay? I don't have no magic formulas, okay? Just making sure that we don't end up with bee parts and, you know. Now, here's the ticket. Back in the day when you used to, honey was sold out of like a 55-gallon drum barrel at the store, and they would come in, and if there wasn't bee parts in there, they thought you were lying about it being honey, because there's, you know, when you just, if you get ultra raw honey, that is to say, if you don't even strain it the one time, then there'll be bee parts in it. The bee parts don't hurt it. I mean, you know, it's honey. They've been bee parts all over it. But a honeybee hive is amazing, because it is hermetically sealed. The bees seal everything. They will not allow any open areas. They cover everything. They are not going to have it. They cover everything up. Let's see. If I open that up, I ain't doing too bad. I got a pretty good deal here. Let's see how we're doing here. We're going to open it up. Can y'all see? Let me see if y'all can see or not. Yeah, okay, you can see. Hold on, I'm going to let y'all see what we do here. All right. There you go. That's what honey looks like right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it fill up, and then I'm going to close it off so that it doesn't drain too fast. All right. I want it to drain through to the source down there. Now, then also, I'm going to take and I'm going to cover the back side of that. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cover the back side of that to keep the bees from getting in it. Okay. They will be here shortly. They're already here. Don't get me wrong. They're already here. They know this. They don't know what's going on, but they know there's honey in the area, and they will come in here with a ferocity to gather it up. Okay. Honey's sweet. It smells, and bees, of course, love it. And what it is, though, is I've got this over here to distract them. See that over there? You see those? And once again, because the bee populations are down right now, I can do this. If give me a month from now, and I won't be able to come out here and do this outside. I have to do this inside, because the number of bees, there's basically two types of worker bees. There's what's called nurse bees that always work in the hive, and they've got we got nurse bees, and we got foragers. The foragers are the ones that are out here that you see. Those are forager bees. A bee spends its first life. Bees typically in the summertime are going to live 42 days, give or take, as long as they don't get eaten by a bird or a hornet don't catch them or what. Well, you see that one's done found it too. Go on, go find something else. Go find something else. Go on. So the bee spends the first 21 days in the hive. Okay, and while it's spending its lifetime in the hive, all it's doing is it is working on nursing the bees. It's raising the next crop of bees. It's feeding, keeping the hive clean. On the 22nd day, it goes out and it joins the forager community. It will spend the rest of its life foraging. Okay, it will forage until it dies, whether that be 21 days or 10 minutes. They're done in the hive. They come back in the hive depending on what their job that day is. And when I say that, they used to believe that the honeybee did the same thing every day, but that's not true. The truth is that the bee does what is needful for that day. So if the hive needs honey, if the hive needs salt, if the hive needs water, then the bee is going to spend its time getting water. Okay, there's a lump in here. We'll pour out. There we go. Look at that. Oh man, I got it on my finger. Yep, I have to wipe that off. Yes, sir. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret, folks. That is good. Now, as you can see, underneath there, it's draining in. See? Up here, this is all the wax comes out of that port. It hits there. This is catching all the wax right here. And underneath there, you can see that beautiful, beautiful honey. Okay. That's exactly what I'm doing with the other one over there. I'm using the ports on it. And now that that's done, I can spin some more. See? See how easy, now see that? That's done caught back up, see? Okay. I'm reorganizing myself here. I'm getting all this extra equipment out of the way so that I don't trip over it. Okay. You don't want to trip. Tripping's not good. Y'all know that. Especially for those of us who are older, we already know about trips and falls. Okay, let's see here. Kids Charity's with us. What's up, kids? All right, now we're going to spin again. Listen. Hear it? Sounds like a light rain. That's the honey spinning out of the frames. I often get the question, how long do you spin it for? And I spin it till I quit. I don't have a time limit. Sometimes if the honey is thinner, it slings out a whole lot faster. If it's a thicker honey, and yes, they have different consistencies. Some of it's thicker. This honey right here is this is sourwood honey. This was late fall honey. Do y'all have sourwood where y'all live? Does anybody know what a sourwood tree is? I don't know where all it grows. I know it grows on the Appalachia. It only blooms above 1,900 feet. So it only produces nectar, I'm sorry. It only produces usable nectar above 1,900 feet. So we're sitting right here at 1,850. My house sits right at 1,850, but it's uphill. So I've got plenty of sourwood, and that's what this honey right here is. This is sourwood honey, and it is absolutely delicious. If you don't have any sourwood, you probably don't know what it tastes like. If you don't grow, I don't know, and I don't know whether it grows in the West I don't know anything like that. I only know it grows here. And we do is we just take and we continually, we're just continually harvesting the honey. Whatever comes out is what we're going to get. Now I've got to pull this plug out. What it is, this is wax. These wax balls, they just get out there and boink. See that? That was keeping it from coming out. I had to wash my finger again. Delicious. Anybody know what sourwood honey is? Anybody ever down around these parts? Where y'all at? Roll call. I'm in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Where y'all? I'm looking. Somebody tell me where you at. Got 16 people over here, probably from all over the United States, maybe from different countries. I got the kids thing was in Kenya, I think. You see how much more that's coming out there? That's what we're doing. We're just slinging it out, trying to stay ahead of. That's the good part. Now I can walk away and let it sling itself, you know. Now, if I don't have those legs buttoned down, I can't do that. Okay? Got to keep those legs buttoned down. Next thing I'm going to do, I got some more. I got some in that to the right of you right there. They are passively draining. All that means is I ain't slung them. I'm gonna finish what I got over here, slinging what I got, and maybe I just go ahead and take those out. I got them decapped and ready. That's probably the best answer I'm going to come up with. Let's see. I got this box over here. It's got. Let me see. Anyway, I'm going to show y'all this real quick. You see this little pocket of honey right here, right there? That is it's an old honey, but it's a very rich honey. Okay, and I'm going to pop it open, but I'm not going to put it in here with the other. I'm going to bust it open so the bees will come and get that. And while they're over here getting all that other stuff, they'll come and get this honey right here. And like I said, I use it for a decoy to keep them from coming after what I'm getting over here. You know, people say, well, the bees don't like that. Bees don't care. To believe that the bees think is, you know, they don't think, they're bees. They're not stupid. They're animals. They're insects. They're bugs. Okay. So let's see what we got here. If I need to sling any more of these. This guy's slung pretty good. That's empty. All right. I'm going to put you in right here. I think there's some more slinging needs to be done on this guy. He's got some in the back. Now, see how clean, you can see the gleam. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see the gleam that needs to be done on this guy? He's got some in the back. Now, see how clean, you can see the gleam. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see the gleam at the bottom? I tell you, that comb it's still moist, but it's empty. And that's what I was trying to do. I want it empty. And I'm going to set it over here to the side. And I'm going to let the girls come and get the rest of it. That'll keep them, if you will, off of me, which is what I like. Okay. I'm going to get another box real quick. Let's see. Oh, here's what we're going to do. All right. We're organizing. Okay. I leave a little bit of honey, by and large, I leave a little bit of honey in the frames so that the bees will be attracted back to it. Then I will put these on the beehives, and when I put them on the beehives, they will go shooting in there, and they'll smell the honey, and then when they get in there, they'll be like, oh, this is home, this is home, this is home, and that, which is what I want them to do. All right, see that, how pretty that is? That's clean as a whistle. This thing doesn't weigh nothing. And it got all that honey out. And then there's always, it seems like, a few cells that I don't get. It's not good or bad, it's reality, okay? Here's that one. Remember we put it out here? See, we slung all that out. I'm gonna put him back in, sling him again. And this is a clean Jenny right here. Look at that. That is clean as a whistle, which is what we were wanting to get anyways. And now I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to sling these four frames right here and get everything I can out of them. It won't be much, but you can hear it slinging out, can't you? Can you hear it? It sounds like a soft rain. I mean, it makes a lot of noise in itself, so. I did myself a well of a favor putting them things on the floor there. All right, now we're going to check it again. There wasn't much honey in any of these frames. Just pick them up and you can tell by the weight. This one right here, all of the weight is gone. It's still got honey in it. I'm going to leave it because I'm afraid I'm going to destroy it if I keep on spinning it. And what I'm talking about destroying, I'm talking about the structure. See this? These honeycombs right here? It takes 7 pounds of honey to make 1 pound of wax. So if I put blank frames in, then the bees are going to spend the first 7 pounds of honey making these frames again. So I want them to use this. Now, so I don't want them to have to do work that they've already done. All right, now let's see what we got over here. So I'm gonna sling this guy again. I'm gonna sling him again just for giggles, and I'll be through with him. And I'm gonna start with an empty bucket. Not gonna have to sling him hard. I'm gonna sling it long. It'll just come through. The centrifugal force pushes it out. You don't have to do it. It's not a whole lot of anything. This isn't rocket science by anybody's state or measure. Okay. And boom. There we go. We're done. Now I'm going to show y'all inside real quick. All right. This is what the spinner looks like inside with no frames in it. You can see down there at the bottom down there below that circle, that is the honey that I've spinned. And remember when I told you it had gotten up to the bottom of there and slowed it down. All right. That's what the spinner looks like inside when it's got honey in it. Okay, see the walls? When I told you that you could hear it spinning, it literally is slinging it out, and it's hitting those walls and goes shh. Sounds like a rainstorm. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to take these frames that I've already capped earlier today, and I'm going to put them in the spinner. I'm going to pick y'all up so you can watch me do this. Okay. I'm going to do it from the far side over here. Wait and ask me why. Why are you going to do it from the far side, Chloe? Because I can. Other than that, there's no reason why. All right. So we takes off the lid. We takes off the other lid. Now, you see I've got this all covered. This is to keep the forager bees from coming in here and getting in this, because they will be here. Understand this. There's not a bunch of bees right now. Okay. So I'm going to put this guy face. I'm not going to put him face out. I'm going to use him last. Okay. Now this thing is balanced like you wouldn't believe. Okay. And so now this thing is balanced like you wouldn't believe. Okay. And so what I have to do is I'm sliding these guys in here, onesie, twosie, threesie, and I've got to hold on to it because it's doing its best to spin. Okay, this thing is set to spin. It wants to spin. I am trying to get this put in here to where It will allow me to spin it. And by the way, in case anybody is thinking about taking up beekeeping, if you're doing it to get rich, you're probably making a big mistake. You're not going to get rich. Most people aren't going to get rich. There's things that you can sell in the beehive. Okay. The bees make honey, of course, and the bees also produce the, what's the word I'm looking for? Doggone it. Come on, Clell. You can remember that. It's well, I'll remember it later. It's the stuff they seal the hive with. And you can make nectars, you can make tinctures, and all kinds of stuff out of it. And not being much of a teacher here today, Emma, forgetting my doggone topics and stuff. But I want you to understand that you can sell a whole bunch of things in the beehive. And that's also, it's actually very expensive, this stuff is. And I'm going to remember it here in a minute. I know I am. It starts with a P. Propolis. There we go. Propolis. Anybody out there know what propolis is? Okay. Propolis is what they seal the hive with. Okay, again, the hive, okay, is hermetically sealed. Okay. All right, cool. Now, let's see. Can y'all see me up there? Okay, let's see. This is what it looks like loaded up full. Okay. And what it is, I'm going to have to, I'll spin them, then I'll have to move them around, and then I'll spin them again. We're going to continue to get the honey out of them. Okay. While we're doing that, while we're doing this part, hear that? Beautiful, isn't it? Makes a lot of noise. Not really, but, it does make noise. We're going to pull this guy over here, and we're going to start skinning up some more of these things over here. So let's get my tuning fork and everything. All right, so y'all seen that part right there. And over here. Okay, now inside of this is a capping tray. And what I did is I capped all these earlier, and the honey's down in there. These guys are actually been draining this morning. But this is a capping tray. It looks messy. It is. It's way messy if you are one of them people that go, oh, sticky or nothing. It'll drive you crazy. Now, if you're Joey, you start off crazy and get worse. Okay? Ain't that right, Joey? I was going to not pick on Joey, and then I did. So, it's just what I do. Love my buddy. So, here we go. First things first. Now, you see, I'm getting a lot of company over here. Okay? The girls can smell this. They know it's here. They are not bashful. Bashful was a dwarf. I guarantee it. It was not a bee. Okay. That's how you do it. Look here. I'm going to show you real quick. You come over here. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing here. Okay. You see that right there area? All right. All I'm doing is pulling this across it. And I'm pulling the capping off. The bees will not cap the honey until it is at 12% humidity. The reason that is important is because the bees cannot eat the honey straight out of the comb. They have to have water with it. If a bee were to eat the capped honey, just go in there and eat the capped honey, all right? it would literally dry up and die because there's not enough water in the capped honey to keep the bee alive. Isn't that cool? Okay. It's little things that you learn. Okay, now I'm gonna cover this because what I'm gonna do is I've just emptied out a frame box, and I've been putting these, move you out where you can see what I'm doing here. I just emptied that box out right there, and I'm gonna put these out where you can see what I'm doing here. I just emptied that box out right there, and I'm gonna put these frames that I've been working in it, okay? I'm trying to get out to stay out of y'all's way so you can see what I'm doing, okay? I'm trying to get out to stay out of y'all's way so you can see what I'm doing, okay? They're gonna come and clean these up. You will be more than surprised at how quickly they will have these things cleaned up and ready to go. There won't be any honey on these guys. Now, like I said a while ago, right now the bee populations are down. This is not summer bees. This is early spring bees. There's not nearly as many of them now as there's going to be. In the summertime, a hive will have 65, 70,000 bees in it. Right now, I'm doing good if I've got, I don't know, 20,000 bees in there. Okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these guys away from me. If y'all can see that chair out there. What's up, boo-boo?
How far are they about updating you that the order is ready?
Been good for me.
Okay. They said from the time that I submitted it until 6, so I just didn't know if.
You always call
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was one of those things where you always
No.
have to go up and pick it up.
They're usually pretty much on the money.
Okay, good.
Now, we're going to continue decapping. And we'll,
Okay, good.
now, we're going to continue decapping. And we'll continue spinning. All right, now I got to close this off right here so that has a chance to drain. Okay, see that? Now it's draining there. And there's the box. I put it in that chair. I tilted it back so that the bees can get in there. There's surfaces on both sides, front and back, for them to get in there and get that honey out. The more time they spend over there, the less time they'll spend over here worrying me. All right, so we were capping frames. Here we go again. Now look at all that. Okay. This is what we do. I don't know if let me see how well you can see what I'm doing right here so I can adjust the camera if I need to. I think you'll be okay. All right. We take this guy up here and we're going to break this comb up. I'm right-handed, so I have to do it with my right. I don't have to do it with my right hand. Yeah, I do. Okay, who are you trying to fool? So you just break it up and pull the caps off. And I'm going to set it over here until I'm ready to put my next run in there, okay? This is going to darken that honey up considerably. Probably this is a darker, probably a later honey, but this is springtime. I'm not trying to sell sourwood honey right now. I've already got people that are arguing with me about about getting some honey already. I pretty much sell all of my honey. I sell it at exorbitant prices, according to grocery stores. But, you know, my honey's better than theirs. You know, my honey's better than theirs. Anybody that's ever had any of my honey will tell you that my honey is better than grocery store honey. Now look at this. This is a beautiful frame of honey right here. Look at that. Look how, that's a full frame right there. This guy weighs probably 6-7 pounds. And this is a darker, richer kind of a honey, but it's all good. Once again, we're coming up through here. We're just pulling these caps off. I'm doing my best to pull just the very tips of the caps off. And the reason I do that is because then I have less wax in the honey that I have to separate later, and the bees have more foundation to work with, and therefore they have to do less to get this back where they can use it in the hive. So all of your thinking, all of your activities when you're working should be concerning yourself with the continued functions in the hive. That's the way I do it. That's the way I believe it. You know, some beekeepers wouldn't agree with me. I don't care. You know, I gotta be me, guys. Okay, so that's what we got there. This is pretty. It's not. This is not a full frame. See how they do that? And they'll do this. This is a late season right here. They were just trying to get whatever they could pack up and get in the hive. Okay, and so that's what they did. They just come out there and it got that. But on the other side, you see that? Look at that beautiful stuff. It's gorgeous. And so we're gonna pull those caps off of there. And that's what we got here. Make sure I'm not being audited over there. They do that to me regular, where they come on and they go, oh, you know, you got to do this puzzle piece and stuff. So I have to come over and check it every few minutes, because at 5 minutes that automatically kicks me out. So nope, no puzzle piece yet. Sort of funny. I'm sitting in front of the camera and it gives it to me every time. And I'm sitting here looking at a piece of static and they're not doing it. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's a darker, more of a goldenrod. That's some late season honey right there. If y'all know what sorghum syrup tastes like, that is on line with what that tastes like right there. We're going to mix it all together. This is just going to be random honey. But it's delicious. It's always delicious. Did you get that screen? No?
What screen?
The one that the one
right here?
Yeah. No?
What screen?
The one that
The one right here?
Yeah.
It's still right here. I'll bring it in whenever I come back.
I was seeing whether it was pulled out, the other one.
Yeah, they pulled it out.
Oh, okay, cool. That was all I was asking. I'm easy to get along with, remember that. Okay. You can see how that piles up like that? I'll wipe that off. And that's what's going to drain. That's what this tray is all about. Is I put this caps in here, and then I'm going to spin the honey. While I'm spinning the honey, these caps are still in here. There's a lot of honey that gets in those caps that I'm draining off. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? Full, full, full. The graying on there is called honey bloom. Okay, it's just what happens over the course of time. Honey doesn't rot, so you don't have to worry about any of the things that happen to stuff. They've actually found honey in tombs of pharaohs 3,000 years old, and it was edible. Then nobody volunteered to eat it, I don't think, but it was edible. Because honey is one of the few foods, if there's anything else, I don't know what it is, that does not rot. And over time, it just cures. Now, it will ferment. Okay, that's what they make meat out of, so please don't get me wrong. It will go bad, and that's what you have to watch if you put any honey up. That's what I'm watching for. I want to make sure that I don't let it get out there and ferment, because number one, I don't make mead, and you know, I certainly don't sell liquor, so you know, it's just wasted for me to get if it goes to fermenting. It's just a waste for me. Once again, this is harder than it actually looks. I don't know what it looks like to y'all. I've got one of them electric knives over there that gets hot, and I can pull it through there and just pull this stuff off. Every time I've tried it, I felt like I cheated something. So I go back to, you know, this right here. You know, this is a honeycomb brush. I don't know what the actual name of the thing is. I call it a comb. A comb. Here you go, because this is a honeycomb and I'm combing it. But as you can see that? Just pulling those. I just want to ruin the tops of the caps without ruining the integrity of the comb in as much as possible. And like I said, and then the bees they're going to come in, they're going to refix it. And when they do, you know, the less work they have to do to get it ready, the sooner they'll be working on getting my honey production back in order, which is what I'm all about. Okay. Let me do this real quick. All right. I got another box I'm putting over here to put old frames in. That's all I'm doing right now. I didn't move the camera so y'all can watch me do that. I didn't figure that was going to be you know, anything to really worry about. And like I said, you look around and you don't see a bunch of bees, and that's the proof there's just not a bunch of bees, because in the middle of summer, I can't do this outside. I'd have, just with 2 hives, I'd have 70,000 bees over here going, hey man, give me some of that. I want a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a bite. So, you know, yeah, now we're going to go back over here. We're going to let that sit for a minute. You can see down here, that's still full. So that's slowly draining slower. And what I'm going to do, watch, I'm going to show you. Okay. I'm going to take my tuning fork that we just got through talking about a minute ago. Okay. Can y'all see that down there? Let's see. Turn it down. Ooh. All right. See her? She's already come and found it. I am not jealous for her to find and get as much as she wants to get. I'm worried about her getting in there and drowning. Okay? That's my onlyest concern. What I'm doing is I'm moving this wax around, okay? And it will begin to drain again the way that it needs to be draining. All right, cool. I'll spin it again. All right, cool. I'll spin it again. Pretty sure we got most of everything out of here, at least on this side here. Okay, we'll let that one go down. All right, B. Y'all go on. Go on. Shoot. Get out here. Go on. I left y'all at a whole bunch of stuff over there. Go get that. Then we're going to come back over here. And we're going to start to redo this other part. All right. Let's see what we got here. What we're going to do is, as we come across the ones that have, cleaned out, if you will. All right. We're going to pull them out. This one's not cleaned out. It's got a full side on it right here. Okay. This guy needs some more spinning. All right. You turn it to a different angle. So all we're doing is we're just turning it to a different angle. It will spin the at a different angle and get some more of that honey out. Yeah, that one. I feel that one. Here we go. I'm just going to work on the one in the middle. That's what I'm going to do. The reason I'm going to do that is because it's just a better answer. Okay, I believe at least right now it is. These are the exposed frames here are emptied out. This guy right here is way empty. Okay, now I'm going to put a different frame in here. This guy is empty. So it gives me open spots to put new frames. This one right here hasn't been slung yet. So we're pulling anything that looks like it's empty and we'll pull out. This one's not. Okay. You hear that? That popping? That's the caps. That's where I missed with the tuning fork. I missed it. So okay, perfect. This guy right here. See that? How that is? I'm going to put that back in there and spin it again. This one right here. It's just comb that come out. I'm going to squeeze it and throw it off to the side. I'm going to put this guy back in and spin some more. I'll tell you what, let's just do that. Let's just put a spin on them and we can spin what's in them out, and then there'll be some more that we can pull out of the frame spinner here, and we can go back to putting more listen out. You hear that initial? That's the initial blast. Most of it slings out early, but you got to keep on slinging it because you want to get all of it out you can get out. Now, like I said, I don't know if it matters whether you're going forwards or backwards. It does to me, so I do it. I think it throws more out. Because I'm the guy that's doing it. We go with my way. You understand, of course. What we will we'll do is we'll sling these. Then I'm going to come over here and take some more out of the tub, the tray over here again. And once we take them out of the tray, we will again, we'll cap some more out of here. All right, let's see these guys. I'm going to put them in this way. See that? See how glistening it is? Can you see that glistening? That's honey, okay? And that tells me that it's not been, this one's got glistening right here. And so I'm going to put it right here. Hopefully, it'll sling out. If it don't, we'll turn it a different way and we'll sling it again. Sling it again, Sam. Sling it again. All right, let's see. Okay. Sling out pretty good. Could have done better. I'll put you right here. Ow. These things have staples in them, and with invariably, you got to stick your finger with one of these staples. I mean, there's a rule. I'm pretty sure it's a law. All right, see this right here? Yeah, right there. How many of y'all know that the honeybee is not indigenous to the United States of America or anywhere on our continent? Okay? Most people don't know that. I didn't know that until I started keeping bees. Bees come from Europe. Okay? The Middle East. The land of milk and honey. Okay? All the bees that came across basically came with the Roman armies. The Romans carried the bees with them because they had mead. They wanted their drink. And because they wanted their drink, they carried their bees. And the bees made honey. And the Romans made mead. They introduced the bee across the continent from the Mediterranean. The bee came from the Mediterranean area. They came over with the Pilgrims on the Mayflower, etc. And once they came to America, they became the chief pollinator on this continent. 70% of everything that gets pollinated in the United States is pollinated by the honeybee. If the honeybee goes, we are not far behind. Now, that's not to say that everybody's going to, oh my gosh, up and die, okay? But we're going to get a whole lot skinnier when there ain't nothing to eat, okay? That's what I'm saying. Did I make that clear? Not doomsday, but definitely going to be a skinny day. I don't know if you can be any fairer than that. Okay. Let's see. That one's clean. That's clean. I'm going to clean that guy up. Okay. What I'm going to do, after I get all these done, I'm going to take this hive where I got these things all like this. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to stick them on a hive. And the bees, we'll clean them up. Okay? Bees are bees. Let them do what they do. Okay? And if what they do, bees are bees, let them do what they do. Okay? And if what they do is clean up beehives, and that's what they do, let them do that. You know? Don't ask them to not be bees. Don't ask them to not do what they are absolutely going to do. Okay, here we go. All right. 4 frames. We'll try this again. I'm trying to sling every last lick of honey I can out of here. Okay, if you want to call me greedy, go ahead and call me greedy. I don't care. Okay. All right. Now it has tightened up again, so I know that it is at the base of the thing down there. So what I'm going to do is I need to get me something to keep my waxes in. The RCB. I'll be right back. Y'all don't go nowhere. As though you could go anywhere, but you could go somewhere, I expect, but don't. Yeah, just because you don't hear me rattling don't mean I'm not around. I'm going to get my stainless steel bowl to put my wax in. I'm not actually gone anywhere, so you just can't see me. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I figure you probably can't. And if you can hear me, stay with me. Y'all can see me, I think. I'm gonna run in here and watch this flow real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. What I did was I want to take these waxes and I'm going to put them in a bowl so that they will continue to drain. But I need my strainers to be clear, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my strainer on top in here. This is my bowl. All right. And I've got a different size strainer for this. Okay. Once again, y'all know, I hope y'all know by now. All of my stuff has been put up. It don't get stored with other stuff. Okay. It don't get stored with nothing but bee stuff. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this and I'm gonna dump it into this. Okay. And let me see if y'all can see me. Let me take a look. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. All right. I'm gonna put that one into that one. Okay. Go. All right. It's as simple as this. Okay. I'm going to continue straining the wax. All right. But to get that out of here, I need to see this, how thick that is. There's a lot of wax right there. Okay. And the wax is not conducive to the honey going through the screen. See how much is coming up from there? Even when you think you got it all, you ain't got it all. Okay, so got that. The bees will come up and take care of that for me. They will absolutely clean every, and when I say this, every lick off of there. I'm gonna put this up on the table and I'm gonna cover it, because if I don't, the girls will simply get in it. I don't mind them getting in it, but when they do, they'll get stuck in it and die. But when they do, they'll get stuck in it and die. And what I did was I covered the bees up. I covered the wax up where the frame's at. If they come in and get the honey, nothing really, no big deal about that. Got anybody with me? 24 people here. All right. That's going to continue doing what it does. All right. These are slung loose. Look right here now. How did I do that? How did I not get those? You know? I'm going to say that. See those that are uncapped right there? Those right there. Those. Now that's not a bunch of honey, okay? As things go, it's really minuscule. But we're kind of gleaning today anyway, so I'm going to spin this both ways. I'm going to spin it both sides of it. Let's see what we got here. This guy is, this guy is clean. Clean as a thistle. This guy right here, clean. Look at that. Now, there's a couple of cells in there that still have honey. I'm leaving those alone. I'm not trying to take everything out of there. Hear that? That tells me I didn't get the, I could feel the weight of it. It tells me I didn't get the fork in there far enough to get that out. All right, this right here is clean as a thistle. And this side right here needs to be slung a little bit. So, let's see here. Say it now. All right, let's just do this. We'll just sling these and get rid of these guys. These last three right here. It won't take much to sling out what's in there because there's really not a lot in the first place. And I'm just going to let it slow itself down and stop. And the meantime, I'm about to cut this down over here. Now this is how you guard the gate. You see, I made an adjustment so that it's not wide open. It's just letting a certain amount come through. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep that from going out there too much. Okay. Whew. Anybody got any questions? I'm on this side of the mic for a second. All right. Here we go. This one, I believe, is this one. I'm going to sling the other side of that one. That one's good. I'm going to sling this other side just for giggles. Probably not going to get anything out of it. You hear that? That's coming out. That's the honey coming out. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce my configuration down this time. I'm just going to put 4 frames in. The reason I'm going to do that is because it's going to allow me to, I'm keeping up better, if you will, on the one hand. Watch what we're doing here, okay? Just putting one in, boink. One in. Now, y'all can't tell, I don't believe, which side is the upside and the downside, but I can. This corner right here, there's this. I'm putting these so that one is upside down and one is right side up. Hopefully, I believe I'm doing this. It keeps balance in here. That's what my hope and desire is for this, is that it's going to maintain a balance so that anybody that's ever had an unsteady washing machine knows what I'm talking about. Okay, you want balance. Now listen, when we first start, I want you to hear this. Hear the rain? That's going to have most of the honey slung out of it. Most of it. That's why you always want to have something else to do while you're doing this, if it's at all possible. Right now, I've got 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18. I got about 18 to 20 more frames to sling here. So, you know, I'm about halfway from where I started this morning. I had 10. Yeah, I'm about halfway from where I started this morning with y'all. You hear that knocking right there? What that is the there's a replaceable gasket in there, and I have to replace it sometimes 2 or 3 times a year. When I get through here, I will take this all the way down apart. I'll take everything apart, everything. Okay? And then you clean it. And when I put it back together, I'll put in the new gaskets. Okay? That's how we roll. Okay? Get ready to clean it. We'll put in the new gaskets. It'll be so much fun. It is not fun. It's necessary, but it's not fun. All right, see how we got all that slung out? That's a good thing. Huh. Okay. y'all look at this Clell deal, dummy deal. I did that. This I didn't even decap it. So I'm gonna put this over here. I'm gonna put another one in here in its place so that I can put the lid back down for no other reason. Okay. So that I can put the lid back down, keep the bees from getting in there. Once they get in, the chances of them drowning or otherwise being demised becomes a real thing, okay? I don't want them demised. I want my little bees working. Worky girl. That's what we want. Once again, I can do this now. This is March. I can do this in March. I cannot do this probably in another few weeks. I won't be able to do this. Once the populations in the hive start to going up, right now the hive populations they're minuscule comparatively speaking to where we're going to be later. And once they get started, once that queen gets in there and starts laying, there will be all of these bees, hungry bees, and if there's any honey out there, see, free honey is the bomb. I mean, come on, free anything, right? We all know how that goes. Okay, when you got free, you got free. I'm telling you, I can see the honey slinging out on this time. I can tell just by looking. If I thought I could hold that up here and y'all see what I'm seeing, it's just almost like flashes of light that you see while you're doing this, and I can see the honey being slung out of the frames. Once again, yep, there we go. It's catching up with me again. It's fixing to bog down. You can feel it. There we go. Watch this. See how quickly that stops? That tells me that the honey has reached up and it's up to the bottom of the spinner. That's what it is. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cap out the rest of these frames and get y'all where you can see. All right. All right, cool. All right. I don't have a bunch more. Well, okay, I changed my mind. I do have a few more. If y'all haven't been here before, this is just a capping fork. All I'm doing is I'm pulling the caps off of the top of the honey so that the honey will come out of the frame. Okay. I was not in my house last year. The reason that I don't have this honey already jarred and sold is because we were having our house remodeled and we ended up, I did not get to work my bees last year. There was no honey available. This is all late honey. And there was literally, during the springtime, we got so much rain that it literally washed all the nectar out of the flowers. When all the nectar's gone, the bees, that's what they make honey out of. Bees use nectar and pollen. If you think of nectar as a carbohydrate and pollen as a protein, you pretty much got the idea behind it. Now, bees go after nectar, pollen, salt, and water. Those are the four things that every hive has to have. If you've ever seen bees and you've got a low place in your yard, for instance, you've got a low place in your yard and you say, well, I tell you what, let the leaves accumulate down there, and you go down there and it's got a little pond and it's just all stagnated, and the bees are down there and they are absolutely sucking up every drop of that scummy water you can look at. Okay, and they will. and there's a reason. That scummy water for you and me is death, but for bees, it is absolutely full of broken down proteins and salts. How many of y'all know that salt is a major contributor to breaking down? Y'all remember back in the day, you know, in one way you put salt pork, you cure salt in pork, and it keeps it from spoiling. On the other hand, salt is a breakdown agent. It breaks proteins down. I think it's the best way to explain to me. And so when we do this, these bees are wanting this salt. I've got 5 more frames in here. Probably time for me to maybe spin some more. Well, I can't spin no more. I can't. I ain't got no room to spin no more. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to invoke the sneakiness act. Okay? I want y'all to notice how being sneaky helps. Okay? What I got is that right there. And we're going to put another one right up underneath it. And we're going to move that one away so that we can start filling up this one. The reason that matters all right, now watch what we're doing here. Y'all with me? Y'all ain't with me. You can't see what I'm doing. Okay, that's okay though. You'll immediately recognize it when you see it. What I did was I swapped buckets out so that one right there can drain more, and I can open that valve up wider down there, and I can start to drain that bucket so that major tub, so that it can start to get rid of the honey that's in there. Once again, I could not do this in the heart of summer because the bee populations are extremely deeper than they are right now. Right now, bee populations are way, way down according to what they're going to be in the summer. Okay? All right. So let me see if I can get the rest of these trimmed up over here. All right. Y'all ain't looking at me. Okay. Let me move you over here where you can see what I'm doing. All right. You see what that's happening right there. See, just filling up, starting over. And then I'm finishing up camping over here. Still got 13 people that ain't got nothing to do, 14 people, nothing to do but sit here with me. Thank you for being here. Praise the Lord. Glad you're here. Now, I'm live nightly from 9 to 11 most nights. I seldom talk about beekeeping when I'm doing my lives. I usually talk about God. And I talk about godly living and how to get saved and how to live saved and that kind of stuff. And because I'm a preacher. Well, so, you know, if you feel like Froggy and you ain't got nothing to do, 9 to 11 Eastern time, we'd love to have you. I don't ordinarily take a whole bunch of guests. Last night was an anomaly. I had nothing but guests. And I had a word from the Lord. But the Lord, listen, if you're going to call yourself a preacher and a minister and you can't follow the Spirit of the Lord, you need to go find something else to do. And so last night, when the Spirit moved, my service took an entirely different direction. Well, I call this the church on TikTok. And I do that because it's the church on TikTok. Sometimes I get Billy Loki up, he sings for us, and Roses comes in and sings for us, and sometimes I punish y'all and sing, and you know, I don't have an incredible voice. I'm not claiming anything of the sort, but I would rather be anointed than good, and the Lord does anoint me. So, you know, when I feel the Lord's anointing on me, I sing. When I don't, I pretty much just go back to doing what I know to do, and that is talking the word of the Lord. You know, I want you to know that what really matters in this world is whether or not a person, when they leave this life, how they're going to spend eternity. Now, if you don't believe that, you have every right in the world to believe anything you want. And I will not condemn you for not agreeing with me. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'm not in the condemnation business at all. I don't think I am. But I want you to know, if you give me a chance, I'm going to see if I can't get you to turn your life over to the good Lord Jesus. All right? Now, having said that, you know, you come on and you go, don't try to save me, preacher. Okay, I won't. Okay, I won't stop to change the message that I give, the blanket messages. I just won't use your name on it or nothing, you know. But, you know, I don't ask these bees to be anything other than what God created them to be. Okay? They go out and collect honey, nectar, pollen. They go out, they collect salt and water. They do bee things. God created me to be a preacher, and I do preacher things. Everything. If you watch these bees long enough, anybody with one eye and half good sense, if you watch bees, you watch them, you realize there has to be something here besides just, listen, jigsaw puzzles don't fall out of a box and fall into absolute place, do they? They don't, because there's a reason for that, you know? And for all these people that want to get out here, and you got a right to believe anything you want to, man. You can believe you can drink 4 straw water and be fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me a bit. It'll matter to you, but later. And that's kind of the thing. You don't have to believe on the Lord. You will, because one day every knee's going to bow, every tongue is going to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And to the glory of God, you know. So, you know, on that count, you don't have to believe that. Okay? But I'll tell you this, the devils in hell believe and tremble. That's a convincing argument for me. But my point, you work with these bees long enough, and you'll see God's hand in these details. You will absolutely see God's hand in this, because it's all over. Okay? Every place you look, God is busy showing up and showing out. All right, do we have enough? Yeah. Okay. We can spin again. Now, it's still touching. I can see it's still touching down there. But spinning this will help it to go out the side over there too. So, you know, it's got a double point in there. I'm starting to get a few more visitors. Once again, the bee populations are not up high enough. I could not do this in the summer. If I tried to do this in the summertime, I would be covered up in bees right now, and I got enough of them right now. This is a plenty, but this is minuscule. If you get a person comes in and goes, man, that's a lot of bees, Clell. I'm like, no, it's not either. Matter of fact, it's not very many at all. If you really want to be considering of it, it's almost none. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting these frames in this box here. We're going to set it off to the side, and we'll let the bees clean it up. And they will clean it up. It might take them a day, it might take them 2 days, but they will have it cleaned and like they, you know, fresh and ready for use. You know, that's the way they'll look when they're done with them. Fresh and ready for use. Without a doubt. Move this down. Give me some room. There we go. How about that? Now I can move. got 2 more boxes. Frames in them coming up. Okay. You can get all this spun out. Now I got downstairs, I've got me a nice new bee room I'm going to be using later. I'll introduce y'all to that. Probably the next spinning when we get everything cleaned out. It's taking a little while to get all the stuff out of it. It's a brand new room. Anybody got any comments or questions right now? I'm behind the camera. I can read if you got any questions. Hey Sherry, it's good to see you. Hallelujah. I see Connie. How you doing? I'm out here spinning honey right now. I've been on here for a minute. I'm getting my live hours up. I don't need my live hours up, but I'm doing it all the same. And you know, it's fun. I figured I was gonna be out here doing this anyway. Might as well go ahead and punish y'all by, you know, going live and having people, you know, take out their day. There's my Kate. Hey Kate. This is it's a whole lot more like work than you'd think it would be. I've got all of them. All of them are capped now, anyways. And what I'm doing now is I'm just that's what we're doing now. I'm just trying to. I'm spinning it up, and I'm getting the boxes, and I'm going to move the boxes out around the yard. I don't want to put them out in the rain. If it's going to rain, I don't want them out there because it'll wash all the honey into the ground, and it ain't no good. I don't like that. You know, I don't mind the bees getting the honey, but I don't want the honey going to the ants. Don't you know? I don't want it going to the ants. Ooh, hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Y'all, y'all know God is good. There's always a spirit of the Lord anytime. People say, well, you always say that you feel the Lord. And I'm like, you know what? I do always feel the Lord. Thank his holy name. You know, I mean, who wants to not feel the Lord? I mean, you know, other than Satan, you know, who don't want to feel the presence of the Lord? And, you know, and we invite him in to our presence. How do we do that? With praise. We enter into his gates with thanksgiving. We enter into his courts with praise. We enter into his very presence, the throne room, crying, Abba, Father. Lord God, hear our call, hear our plea. Look fondly upon us, Lord, in Jesus' name. What a mighty God we serve. Y'all ever, sometimes you just think about that we are serving this amazingly wonderful God. We can't even describe him. We can't conceive him. Okay? We can't even conceive him. Hey, Mo. You know, we can't even conceive him. And yet and still he loves us. You know? It's an amazing thing. You know, you think about those bees. People will come out here and they'll say, well, the bees are thinking this or the bees are thinking that. And the bees are not thinking. Okay? Bees don't think. Okay? Bees are instinctive in everything they do. So, you know, don't mess with them because they will sting you. Okay? But they're not thinking, I'm going to go over and sting Sherry. Because if they were, they would be going to go and sting Joey. Okay? They would say, I think I'll go sting Joey. Yeah, let's go by Sherry and sting Joey. Because they would say, I think I'll go sting Joey. Yeah, let's go by Sherry and sting Joey. Because, I mean, hey, he's Joey. Every time I see Joey come up, I got to pick on him. It's a rule, might be a law. But in any event, they don't think, okay? And because they don't think, okay, we apply this to them. Well, the bees are thinking that they don't. That's the way we are about God. The bees know I'm here. They have no idea what I am. Okay? I know God's there. I know about his attributes. I know that he's omnipresent. I know that he's omnipotent. I know all of these wonderful things about him. But the truth of the matter is, we don't know a bunch about him at all. Okay? There's no way we can know about him other than what he has allowed us to know. They say that bees will remember people's faces for years. And I found that to be true. They always try to sting me in the face. But, they typically, they say that they say they really do. They really do remember you. And I'm like, that's just super cool. Okay, that is just super cool that they do that. I want to remember God's face, don't you? I want to look upon his face, and when we do that, I want to point out to y'all something real quick, if it's okay. If it's not okay, I guess you're already gone. And that is that, God wants us, God wants us in his presence, in his very presence. God wants us. He is not interested in us halfway serving, kind of stuff. He loves us. He loves you. Whew. He loves you right now. Hallelujah. Amen. We may go blind like Saul. Ain't that the fact right there, brother? He'd be all blind and stuff. Hallelujah. Then we're going to spin this around. I'm going to turn them around and see what's on the other side real quick. All right. Whew. The different honeys have different smells. And but you think about it, it's made out of nectar. So different flowers have different smells. Okay. And you can go crazy trying to figure God out on this. I highly recommend that you just go ahead and go, hey, you know what, they smell different. They smell different because God made them different. Just like God made you different. You're the only you out there. Often enough times, last night's service, I don't know if y'all were here. Who all was here last night that we had that? That was powerful. Regina had told me she wanted to come up. And I was like, well, okay. Absolutely come up. She said she wanted to address the congregation, which really shocked me. I mean, y'all know Regina. She ain't scared of nothing that I know of except herself. Okay. And so, when she said she wanted to come up and address the congregation, I was like, well, okay, that's off the wall. Well, let's do that. So, having done that and said that, I want y'all to know that, like I said, and I've said more than once, I'll say it again. If we're not following the Spirit of the Lord, okay, listen, I'm not expecting these kids that are showing you their dinner every place they go and how many bites it took off of this apple, and I'm not expecting a whole bunch out of them. Absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. But if you're going to claim to be serving God, it's going to raise a level of expectation to some degree or another. Okay? Whew, the girls are here, guys. I'm going to tell you. And I can't be no more fair that I know of. I don't believe I can be any more fair than that. That there's a level of expectation involved in being a minister. People expect, as a minister, I'm going to behave myself in a particular fashion. That is to say, and I hate this, that is to say, your daughters are safe with me. Okay? Your sons are safe with me. And yes, it is unfortunate. It is way unfortunate that there are people out there who call themselves ministers. They call themselves godly people. And your kids aren't safe. Y'all hear that? Hear the rain? Lord, send the rain. Pour out my spirit. Let the fire fall, heal us one and all, fall fresh on me. Hallelujah. Like starting a Model T. Linda, you like goldenrod? That's my sister and y'all. Listen, Linda there. You like goldenrod? That's now. I was actually talking about that earlier because right now what I'm spending off is last year's honey. I couldn't spend it off. I didn't have no place to spend, and it's got goldenrod in it. I tasted some of it earlier. Boy, it's just thick and rich. But I don't have any out by its lonesome or nothing like that. I didn't get enough of anything to really matter like that. I'm down to 2 hives. I'm down to 2 hives. I barely got any bees in there right now. It's amazing. There we go. Now, interesting facts for y'all. It takes 12 bees working their entire life to make 1 teaspoon of honey. That's teaspoon. 3 teaspoons makes a tablespoon. Okay? It takes 12 bees that live 42 days working. If they all 3 make it to 42 days, if they don't get eaten by a sparrow or whatever. Okay? That's the dynamic that is involved in this. It's amazing. Okay. You can hear my girls coming in. They're tickled to death to smell this. Then they get upset because they come in and they go, "Hey, Clell's got this stuff locked up." Once again, please remember, I done told y'all, they don't know stuff. They don't know you. Okay? They do know you. They do recognize your face. Okay? They say they recognize different people. And there is obviously people who have a pheromone. I've seen this one girl out here, and I'm gonna tell you right now, she never even puts on a bee suit, and the bees don't ever sting her. And I'm over here, and I'm wearing a bee suit and everything. They're stinging me through the suit, so there's obviously a pheromone involved in this somewhere that I don't have. Okay, I don't got that pheromone. I'm not upset. I just don't have it. Okay. This stuff just spinning out here too. Boy, I'm telling you right now, that's a whole lot of honey in there. I'm probably going to have 5 to 10 gallons or so when I get done. It takes a little while to spin it out. Y'all seen that. Okay. It's not caught up yet again. Whew. Oh my goodness. Hey, is our old brother of mine out fishing today, rascal, went out there and caught them big old bass and stuff, and then put it on Facebook and loaded at me. You know, there's a lot of places to go fishing up here, and there's places to go bass fishing, but it's not like fishing in South Georgia, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. You know, there's just too many fish in South Georgia for you to be out there and be a lousy fisherman. Oh man! Anybody got any questions about this? While I'm doing this, I'm spinning honey. Anybody got a question about a bee? Because I know something about bees. I don't know much. Okay. I've been beekeeping 9-10 years now. I've been beekeeping. I've had as many as 18 hives at a given time. Most of the time, they're here and then they die out. That's what they do. But they're interesting. If nothing else, and if you got a garden, you really want to see your garden get prolific. If you got bees, you got a neighbor with bees, kind of stuff. Oh, it's amazing. It really is. I gotta go in here and get a ladle. I'll be right back, y'all. Don't go away. Yeah, thank the Lord. I got this ladle right here. It's actually a spoon, see? But I'm calling it a ladle for this purposes. You see that slow going down there? Okay. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna first off come back over here and get my wax that's draining. This is my wax that's draining. Look at there, Linda. Look at there, Linda. Linda wants wax, y'all. I'm telling you right now. She does all kinds of stuff, so she knows stuff. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with this one. I'll tell you what, let me do that. Give me that blue handled knife first. We'll work this thing backwards or frontwards. I'm not sure which way is backwards and frontwards sometimes, so y'all don't hold me to that. But the wax gets at the bottom and it builds up and it stops the screen from working like it's supposed to work. Okay. We did the same thing over here. And while I'm draining this, what I'm gonna do is once it's drained a little bit, I'm gonna take this wax out and I'm gonna throw it in this bucket right here, and it's gonna continue to drain. You don't get all of the honey out, and when I say that, the reason you don't get all the honey out is because the wax is actually made from honey. So there's always a honey component in the wax. Even when you're thinking, well, I've got all of it done. You haven't got all of it done. Okay. It's like taking the water and stuff like that. There's always moisture in the air to some degree. That's what air is. Air is water. It's just in a different form. See that, Linda? That right there is that dark color right there. That's the sorghum. But it's going to be all mixed together. So there's that. And I'm going to take this. Dump it over here, and I'll be able to start over with this strainer right here and continue to strain and drain. Okay. That's not thick enough yet for me to pull it off. I'm gonna leave it alone, just let it continue to drip on through there. And it will continue dripping through. You get old, getting down there ain't no problem. Whew, you have to negotiate getting back up sometimes. All right, cover this back up. Put you back up there. I'm gonna show you what it's talking about. You can still see that gap right there, I think. Yeah, okay. There's a blob of wax up here. All I'm gonna do is I pushed it up there, and you see it's gone now. I don't know that the wax is gone per se. Pretty sure it ain't gone nowhere, but it's not in the way per se. Pretty sure it ain't gone nowhere, but it's not in the way of my door there. which is what I was working for. So, whew. All right, are these guys ready to go? Let's see. This is still, it's still up high enough that it's not ready for me to get in there and get it out. Okay, who else we got in there with us? Who all's with me here? Let's see here. Whew. Whew. Howdy, Judy. You see how fast that's draining now? I'll have to tone that down to keep it from going over the edges. But, you know, it is what it is, what it is. All right, I got this one right here. It's just tight enough that I can slow that down. And just a little bit. It don't have to be much. But if you don't slow it down some, it'll just rush right over. And, you know, it's still draining underneath there. And it's some pretty honey, I tell you that right now. I've still got probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, 12 or 14 more buckets. Anybody got any questions? I can see the camera right now. Now's the time to ask questions if you got any. Hallelujah. What do you not know about bees? I promise you, the list is long. I've been beekeeping, I don't remember, it's 9 or 10 years that I've been keeping bees. And I promise you, every time, if you start thinking you know something, they are fixing to come and show you how dumb you are. I think the bees scream creation. I think they absolutely scream it. I'll turn y'all around for a minute and let y'all look at my old ugly face. Who all we got on here? Who all's with us? Pull y'all over this way so I can see the screen. Who all we got? Roll call. Got lowered down now. I started talking about God and people had to leave. They do. I don't, you know, listen, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to ask you to be anybody you ain't. Go Dogs. Okay. You know, anyhow, this is what we're doing today. I've been on here for about, good Lord, it's got to be close to 2 hours now. I think it's about time to chop it up and go about my business. Anybody got any questions out there? What we got? Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda, listen. I send her an invite. She might come up and talk to me. You never know. Been a bit. I've been here a minute, man. You know, been here a minute. There she comes. Hey, sis.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
Well, you know.
I do.
I know.
We pray and we love y'all. You know.
We need them.
I know that's right.
We got a couple situations, you know.
I do. What you up
But
to
yeah,
today?
I know you're praying for me.
What you up to today?
On my way home from picking Kane up, I have to go pick him up from school.
Right.
And just left Tractor Supply and got me some vegetables because I have not started on my garden.
Now, for those of y'all that know, Linda's got the one that's got that garden. I did that focus film on last year. That's awesome. That's you turned up on stuff last year.
I am behind.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, we haven't even started.
Well, you know, you have to buy live.
So
y'all got a longer growing season than we got.
But I went and got me some tomatoes and some peppers today, and I think I'm gonna plant some, get my beans planted.
Okay.
And come on, Kane, get my beans planted, and I think I'm gonna do my cucumbers from seed like I did last year. I don't know.
I always
It's
do
still
because
early down here. You know, they don't have everything out yet, you know, at the stores.
Yep,
So you either have to wait a while or they don't have everything out yet.
I heard that. Aggravating as it can be sometimes. But they even be having it out up here. We don't put nothing in the ground until May 1st. They, it
We
might
stopped at
fall.
Tractor Supply. But yeah, they hold on a second. I got to get towards the house. I lost my signal there.
Okay.
But no, I don't grow the little round yellow cucumbers. I just do the regular ones.
Amen. I
So
don't know if I've ever even seen a little yellow round cucumber. I thought them was squash.
I know, right? Well, maybe that's what they're meant. But no, they do have a variety that's yellow, and they're little ones. But I've never grown them because I don't know what they would. I don't know what they'd be like.
I don't know.
So, but no,
I still got to till mine, and
are you
we've
gonna
been.
do one this year?
I'm gonna try. I've already got ready to till my ground up. I don't do a big one. I've got two 3x6 raised beds, two 4x8 raised beds, and I got a section next to the house that's about probably 4x20, and that'll grow more than me and Deacon eat. So
Oh yeah.
I grow.
Well, hopefully I can get some stuff canned this year.
See, she's going next week. I think she's going with her cousin to a thing where there's a whole bunch of canner uppers and stuff, and she wants to get into canning bad. I got three.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well, that'd be cool.
yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, hey,
What do
even
they
if
do? Teach them how to can, or is it one of those? Um, some counties and a lot of states have it, and there's a couple here in Georgia that have a canning center that you can go to for free. You just have to bring your supplies, and they have the canners, the big. I mean, if you had a huge garden and more than you could ever can at home, you can do it there. It's almost like a commercial canning center.
Wow. Now they used to do that up here. I know because D talks about that's what they did up here, and they literally put them in cans.
Yeah, they have them. Yeah, they have it where you can actually put it in a can, or where you could bring your jars and do it there. Some of them even offer, like dehydrators and I mean all kinds of stuff, but we don't have one around here. I can't think of what the word is that offers it.
The co-ops or the county agent.
Well, the agent, like where you get your dirt tested. What's that called?
That's the county agent.
Yeah, like that. They offer it.
So University of Georgia.
Yeah. So, but some of them offer it, but we don't have one around here, so I'll have my own canning kitchen soon, I hope.
There you go. That's what these are set up for now. If you've seen the pictures of it, that big long counter and all that stuff, and the roll around island thing. That's what she would be able to do, was do more canning and stuff. And we got she's got it's a preppers group is where she's going, and they've got all these people that are prepping for disaster and all that stuff. But if you don't put it up, you won't have it. And if the truth of the matter is if you're depending on it being at the grocery store, 3 days after anything bad happens, it won't be there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that before,
haven't we? I mean,
yeah.
Kate was on here earlier picking on me because she said I had a whole bunch of toilet paper stored up, which I don't. But it's a funny thing. The truth of the matter is if you've got storage space, toilet paper ain't what I'm gonna store in it.
Look, I just in the last probably 5 months maybe just finished using toilet paper that we had from COVID
Right?
because I had bought. So I had got it while I could, and I kept having it like delivered,
Yep.
and I had it stored. I had toilet paper and paper towels.
Yep. I got to rescue this bee. She got up here and got right in the middle of the honey fall. I mean, it'd be like a drunk falling into a vat of alcohol.
It'd be like me if I was up there tasting that honey. You making me jealous.
Oh, girlfriend. This stuff.
I've been listening to you over there tasting on it. I was like, gosh darn it.
Who, me?
Yes, I was jealous. Don't be making me jealous.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. I heard you over there getting taste every time you cleaned it off. I was like, that's not fair.
That's the only way to roll, though. I'm going to tell you right now.
I know. I'll have to come up there one time when you do it so I can see it in person.
Well, I don't have enough hives right now. I wanted to come down there and put one in your field or put one. It don't have to be in your door. I was thinking you want it to be as close to your garden as you can get it. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to leave the door open, that screen door open, so they can get in and out. But,
Well, they can come in the top.
Oh, well, in that case, don't worry
Remember,
about that.
the top ain't closed in. Yeah.
That's right. That's
The
right.
top
You didn't
ain't
do that.
closed in.
They won't care. No, they'll be right. But it matters where the sun comes up and where the sun goes down. What you want is you want your bees. Hey, Kimberly E. Look, it's Kimberly E. That's Kimberly Lee's wife. I got two sisters.
Hey, Kim. Boy, you popular today.
Hey, I'm amazing.
You are. You are. You know it.
I want to come down there and put a hive in there, and it'll be probably past your blooming season before the dang populations get out. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I get a hive up and running pretty good in the next, I don't think I could because I got one out there that's going prolific. I can just load it on the truck, come on down there and put it up. You only need one. Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll come in there. And I promise you this one thing: once you've got bees on your yard, every bloom you get in your garden will be pollinated at least 4 times.
Oh wow!
Nothing gets missed. They don't. Now I recommend to people. I say, listen, don't put down. If you put down 7 dust. You put down 7. Don't put the 7 dust down unless you're either going to go out there and sprinkle and water so that it goes to the ground, because they think 7 dust is pollen and they take it back and feed it to the larvae and kill the hive. Okay, but if you wet it, what happens is once you wet it, then it goes down. It becomes a hard substance. It still kills all the bugs. Okay, that are going to go across it, but the bees won't be attracted to it.
Yeah. Yeah, 7 dust will work even after it's wet, but like sometimes I'll use the diatomaceous earth, and I know that once it's wet, it's no good.
Well, see,
but that's not good for bees either.
Yeah, well, see, it's ground seashells, and it literally cuts the insects up as they cross over it. It's so stinking sharp, you know, and it's like, man, I got some. I put it around the hive one time. I just, I'm trying. Me, I try everything I can get. And like once it rained, it was like, okay, where'd it go? Well, it's gone.
Yeah.
And there ain't no help for it. There's no help for it. This poor little
I would
bee,
just have to be more careful for bugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what you can do, well, you already know all the tricks. I know probably more, but you go out there with your flashlight at night and walk around and get them daggum cut bugs, because by the time you see a Luna moth in your yard.
Yep. We go out there with the blue lights and shine it all over the tomato plants. That one night me and him went out there, and one day we caught over close to 30 or more. Yeah. And that was towards the end of the season.
They're horrendous, and they'll eat a plant up overnight.
Oh yeah.
It's like, Lee.
I'll go out in the morning and water And then I go out in the evening and I'm like, oh, I missed one. There's one out here somewhere. Because it's that fast. You can see how they destroy it that fast.
Yep. I mean, it just, to me, it just drifts. And you can literally, that's the way you can find him if you don't have a light. You just look for wherever the end of the destruction is, because that's where
Yep.
he's at. You know?
Yep, that's what me and Clay do.
I thought I went out there one year, as a matter of fact, 2 years ago. I went out there and I seen just a little fuzzy spot on my tomato plant, and I looked around. I didn't see nothing. That worm probably wasn't that big, I guess, that day. But the next day I went out and he had stripped that whole doggone line down there. I found him that day because he done eat the whole daggum end of the plant off. But you've already lost
that's
the plant.
crazy.
Yeah, you've already lost the
Last
plant.
year I had aphids, so I'm hoping this year aphids took my got a hold of my beans and my peas.
Yeah, I mean, and you always hear this thing at Pike Nurseries, you know, come get your ladybugs, 1,000 ladybugs, and I'm like, yeah, you always offer those ladybugs after I need them, you know.
I know. Well, remember I bought some, and they,
Yeah.
I mean, they just disappear. I just ladybugged the whole, 67 acres. I didn't, so I ain't doing that again. Look,
No.
I'll show. I'm gonna turn the camera on and show you the building.
Okay, cool.
You
Yeah,
can see it.
it's the building my brother's
on.
building for y'all.
Oh Lord, look at me. I look like.
Oh, you look
Hold
great.
on, let me get my camera on.
There
All right,
you
let me
are.
see if I can get it turned around. Here I am. There's your
Great.
brother. Your brother's on live. Move that.
He ain't
There
necking
he
for
is.
me, is he?
There's your brother.
Hey, bro. What's happening, man?
He's on TikTok.
Hallelujah.
All right, let me see if I can. Now I got to figure out how to turn it around, Clay. I can't remember.
Look at the
There we
three
go. I
dots
see
on the
it.
bottom.
I
Yeah.
got it. Yep.
Yeah.
There it
Oh.
is.
Man, that's nice. Dang.
So he's got it trimmed out, and he's got the one big window in, but he don't have the second one in yet because he's got to have him and Sean got to have help. And then that part sticking off, that's the kitchen part.
Okay. Dang, that's gonna be nice.
And then the window in the kitchen overlooks the lake.
You're gonna be spoiled.
If we get it done.
Yeah, well, you know, I like I said, you know me, I ain't much help on that kind of stuff. That ain't my forte. I wish I was more handy. You know,
He's been getting it done with Sean helping him.
well, you know, that Sean is the guy to have. You know,
Yeah, right.
he knows it and he can do it. That's amazing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know how a combustion engine works, but I promise.
But yeah, no, I was watching you doing your bees and slinging the honey and listening to you. And tasting it.
You might
That's
have.
not fair.
It ain't really. But,
I
know.
heard you tasting it. Don't try to tell me no stories.
Oh, I wouldn't do it. It's delicious.
No,
It's
not you.
delicious. Yeah, it's just delicious.
Did you see my new toy?
No, what you got?
Hold on. My 3D printer.
Ooh, you ain't fit no more.
I know. That's some of the little things that I printed. Ain't that cool?
You made her a 10
Look.
point. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's the only way I'm going to get one.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, we've printed some stuff.
That's awesome. Cool. Print me out a bee.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's something that I could print out for beekeeping.
I'm sure. I'm gonna when we get a chance, I'm gonna come down that way. Like I said, if that hive becomes strong enough, I'll just roll down there and put it up. It don't have to have anything, but if it's ready to move in there, what you do is
Yeah.
you put it down there and then you set it up and you leave it alone. Here's the deal: the bees are going to do what the bees do, whether the hive makes it or not. I'll come back in about a month and collect it and get the honey, or if there's any honey to get or stuff like that. Um, you might
Yeah,
not be able to get
yeah,
it.
because I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I might be gum on your shoe. You'd be like,
I'll
"Oh,
help you when you
that's
come down, but I don't know what to do.
no, that's fine. I can load up my spinner and
Yeah, it'd be
and
nice. It'd be nice if we could get it. I can't remember when those farkleberries bloom.
if you call the county agent, he should be able to tell you what. I'm sure you can Google it, but it matters what your elevation is.
Okay.
Because that's it. Things bloom. I've come to find out things bloom according to elevation. One of the benefits of living on the side of a mountain is that the things that start to bloom at the creek start blooming the week after 10 feet up to 15 feet up, 10 feet up, 15 feet up. And so I got a continuous blooming cycle. Okay.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know what the exact number is. It depends on the plant, but it's how high they are is determines sometimes what blooms. Sourwood that we've got, you get sourwood trees down there, but if you're not at 1,900 feet, they won't produce the nectar for you to make the honey out of. So, it's like, well, we got those trees too. Good for you. Yeah, it's wonderful. But if you're down there at sea level, if you got the tree, you still ain't got no honey. So,
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that either. See, I learned something. You teach me stuff all the time.
I'm telling you right now. I wish Sarah Lou was on here. You need to meet Sarah Lou, at least on the thing. She does that stuff you do. She talks about tinctures and stuff all the time.
Oh,
And
really?
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the what is it called again?
Preppers,
Proposol?
propolis.
Yeah, propolis. That's antibacterial and antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory.
You know the people grind that stuff up and eat it.
I believe it. Well,
and
you
they
can make it into capsules. Yeah, you can make it into capsules.
Yeah.
If you make your own capsules, you can do all kinds of stuff with it.
It sells for $10 now.
Oh, yeah. I've
But,
seen it. It's expensive.
well, you figure what you got to do to get an ounce of it, and you still got beet selling it for $10 an ounce because
Yeah,
you got to find an ounce of it first.
I know. Yeah, see, I don't know how you process it. I don't know I know how to do the wax. I know how to get the wax clean, but I don't know how you get that.
You take and freeze it, and you chop it up, and you sell it as is.
Oh, really?
If you're going to make a tincture, exactly, because if you'll make a tincture, you're going to put it in alcohol or something like that to facilitate
Yeah.
it. So that's all you do.
And I
And
guess if you're going to make a capsule, you just dehydrate it probably, let it dry out.
it's going to be dry when you get it. Anytime you get I can show you. I got a box right here. Propolis grows it. They put it in right like this.
Oh,
See that?
okay.
For it to be.
See, I thought it was on the actual screens.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
They make a screen that you can use and get it out. They actually have a propolis hive bodies that have intentional gaps made in them so that the bees, any space that's in there, the bees try to fill up with propolis. The hive is
Oh.
the hive is hermetically sealed. The inside a beehive is one of the cleanest places there is. It's more sterile. They go out here and this is a God thing, okay? They go out here
Yeah.
and they get the nastiest water they can possibly find most of the time.
I heard you saying that.
Yeah. they will get that's why they'll get in your gutters or where you got leaves all bunched up and stuff. They'll get the water from there because as the leaves and stuff break down, it makes proteins and acids that they need, and so they eat it or drink it, and when they spit it back up, it's purified. So I'm like, well, dog my cats, you know.
Huh. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I heard you saying that, and I was like, well, it kind of makes sense. You always see them, in the nasty water pots or, anything with water laying in it.
Well, as that stuff breaks down, it makes different kinds of salts, and they're like any other being on the planet. They got to have salt, and so they'll come. It's a funny thing because you get people that have pools. Well, they love chlorine. Okay, when I make my food, when I make my sugar water, I put just a couple, 2 or 3 drops of chlorine in it. Makes all the difference in the world, and they just love it. They just drink it all up. You can't put too much in it because it's bleach. But so you get people, they got a chlorine pool, and then they say, well, doggone it, the bees are bothering me because if bees are within 2 miles, they're going to be, where you are. And so they get mad and they say, well, I'm going to get me a saltwater pool. And you did the only thing that you could do to make it better for the bees.
Yeah.
They're ready to run you off now. A sunbathing colony right there on your road.
Yeah. You just made them a whole ocean.
They're just tickled to death that you did that.
Huh. See, I didn't know all that. Yeah, I heard you say that. I was like, well, dang, that makes sense.
Yep. They like they're always after anything that's breaking down. They're always after it, and they'll always go after it for some reason. That it makes sense once you think about it.
Yeah.
If you're not thinking about it, it don't matter anyway.
Well, if you want to learn anything about bees, you're the person to ask.
I'm going to tell you, I was learning this morning. I was talking to, they got these people. This guy's got to have a doctorate in beekeeping or something, But, he was talking about stuff. I'm sitting here going, wow, okay, cool, wow.
All right, yeah. If he taught you, then he has to be, yeah.
He's smarter than I'll get out on this stuff. And he always comes off, he goes, well, I missed a farmer. And I'm like, that's not a diminishing thought,
No, it's not. That's a huge feat. That's a huge thing to brag about.
Anybody that don't know, right? You know what? Every once in a while you need a doctor. Sometimes you need a lawyer, but you need a farmer 3 times a day.
Exactly. You got that right. Of some sort or another, no matter what they farm.
Yeah.
It don't matter what they farm. They can farm hay or, or bees. We need them.
Yeah. That's one of the things he was talking about. He was speaking about hay. All of your grasses are non-productive for bees. It's the biggest crop in America is stinking grass, right? And it doesn't do anything for the bees. You can't eat it. It's nothing. All of it is pretty. The lawn that we have today, that all these people on here, was actually began in France back in like the 14th century. Was the first time that they grew a lawn, and they grew the lawn as an in-your-face to the common people, because if they had a patch of dirt, they had something growing in it. And they grew the lawn to show, hey, look, we've got all this land that we don't need, and we're eating better than you. That makes sense if you think about it. And that was what they were doing. It was an in-your-face. Look, I've got all this space. I could be growing tomatoes, potatoes, onions, and radishes, but I'm not. Just growing that old grass out there, and living better than you.
Yeah.
Man, it makes too much sense. That, and if you know much about the French, I know more than I want to know. But I know if you ever want to lose a war, you get them on your side.
Listen at you.
Yeah, the whole thing works out like that way. Sometimes, is anybody else want to come up here and talk? There might be somebody who's come up here and talk, and I don't know. They might have more to add.
Yeah,
But,
they might. They gotta have more to add than I do.
I don't
I just know I went to Tractor Supply and got my maters.
That's what I'm talking about. Got maters, taters. Hey,
I
let me
didn't
ask
get
you
no
this.
cherry tomatoes, by God. I am not doing cherry tomatoes. I might do one. I'm not
that's
having
number
3 of them
one.
like last year.
That's all you have to have. The only thing that I had last year that I grew was those tomatoes you got me. And I planted
Really?
them, and I was eating cherry tomatoes up till late November, just about.
I
think.
know.
And
We-
still good.
We ate them. I think it was probably close to November when we still were getting some.
And
It's
delicious.
like, no,
But they're prolific.
they're good, but I'd rather have something that I can or put on a sandwich.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you can can them, but that'd be a whole lot of trouble to can.
Now,
know.
I did can them. I did can, I canned quite a few. I just, basically I just did them whole. And, and then I use them like if I'm making like pasta or something, like sometimes I'll make like, chicken and pasta or something and I'll put it in there and, they kind of pop and then you got the tomatoes and the juice.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. So if I do it, I'll do that again.
Well, I tell you what, I like to eat, and it's tough to do, is catching them when they're green and pickling them.
Yes, I did pickle some.
Yeah, I like making
Now I
hot.
fried them.
You
I
fried
battered
them.
them and fried them. Yes.
I like that. I'm gonna tell you. Have you ever made a fried green tomato BLT?
No, I've
Oh,
thought about
boy.
it, but I haven't done it.
Do it. I'm gonna tell you right now. It'll change your perspective.
I've thought about it, but I haven't done it. We did. Let's see. One time last year. Oh, you want to know what's good?
Yeah. Dude.
Oh, the banana peppers. Remember all the banana peppers I had, the sweet ones?
Yeah.
Slice them or do them whole. You can do them whole, but I sliced them in half, batter those, and fry them like a fried green tomato. Man,
Sounds good to me.
we did one night. We did fried peppers, fried green tomatoes, and fried olives.
Dang.
It was
I'm gonna hear
good.
it. Only thing I can think of it to make it any better is a gizzard.
Well, you know me and my gizzards now. I like my
I'm telling
gizzards.
Oh, I mean,
No,
tell you.
I like my gizzards.
Yeah. I got, needless to say, there's people on here that ain't never eat gizzards. I don't know who they are.
Yeah,
Shoot,
we
I'll tell
don't
you
talk
what,
to those
man.
people.
Yeah. I don't say, if anybody that's tried them and don't like them, unfriend them immediately. You don't need that kind
I
of
know,
negativity
right?
in your life.
That's right. You're missing out.
I mean it.
Oh,
Now, there ain't no place to get them up here. You got to fry them yourself, which is actually the best.
there's
way to
only
do it.
one place here. Well, Paul knows somewhere. Your brother, of course, knows somewhere because his little hiney will bring them every once in a while. He'll bring me some gizzards when he's coming.
I was gonna say the
But
big chick
there's
in Monticello.
it's Big Chick.
Yep.
That's where he gets it, and I can get them at Big Chick in Forsyth.
Okay. Yeah, and they're worth the drive. Okay.
Yo, it
Now,
is. If I go there to get fried chicken, I'm getting fried gizzards.
Amen. Amen. And listen, and I might get some chicken to go with it too. But and I can typically
yeah.
have the gizzards eaten by the time I get back home, and which prevents you from sharing them. I'm just saying it.
You know it. The gizzards. I have sat in my car on my way home and ate gizzards so many times.
Yeah, might have to pull over to the side of the road because I was having trouble chewing.
Yep. They're so good. The only thing is about Big Chick, they don't sell the white gravy with them.
Oh man, see, yeah, they don't have a white gravy. And,
Nope, they don't have a white gravy. They do the hot sauce. They don't do white gravy.
When I was in McDonald's,
I gotta have white gravy.
Yeah, the Big Chick up there. That's where it started. The original Big Chick was in McDonald's, and I knew the two brothers that started it, Donnie and David or something, Donnie and Johnny, something like that. But I went in and I kept asking them, I was like, man, why don't y'all, if y'all was to put some white gravy on this, you wouldn't be able to keep any in here. And they wouldn't do it. Maybe they couldn't make it. I don't know. But
I mean, it's a pack of powder.
yeah,
You add water to it.
it ain't like it was a whole bunch of work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't make it homemade. I make it out of the package because it's quick and easy.
My wife, she makes it out of homemade, but we
Yeah.
have made it out of
If
the
I fry
package.
chicken, I'll do it homemade, but I ain't gonna do it
Yeah.
if I fry gizzards.
Yeah. No, there ain't gonna be enough grease in there for gizzards to make them.
Nah, I'm
Send me
too
a
ready to
picture
eat
of
my
that package
gizzards.
that you're using, I want to get some of that.
I use it's the Pioneer. It's just, but make sure you get the white pepper gravy because they have country, they have white pepper, and then they have one that has a sausage flavor. Like if you wanted to make sausage and sausage biscuits, sausage and gravy and biscuits. They have one that has a sausage flavor. Don't get that one. Don't get the country. Get the pepper.
Okay.
But it's Pioneer.
Okay. I'm sure they got it up here. Because I don't make gravy myself. I never did learn how to make it. I can't make a biscuit. And I don't make gravy.
I know how to make gravy, but it's too easy to make it out of a package.
Yeah, exactly. I make cornbread that's fit to eat.
Now, I struggle with cornbread some days.
I wash my hands too.
Well, I'm going to let you go. I got to go get ready to start dinner here in a little bit. Find Clay and Kane went down there and went fishing, so.
Give me a flavor. Tell everybody I love them. I'll tell Dee you love them. And
I
we'll see you
will. Tell
later,
Dee to
brother.
let me know how her thing goes. I'm anxious to see what that's like.
Okay.
Tell her she's got to share her notes with me.
Yeah, I gotta bring notes.
Yeah.
All right. Can you knock yourself down?
All
You need me
right.
to knock you down?
Jet's over here telling you bye too. Yeah, I know
Bye,
how to
Jet.
get down.
I
He
love you,
heard me
buddy.
say bye. He's over there telling you bye. All right, I love y'all.
Love you right back.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye, girl. Here we go. So anyhow, there we go with that. We're still draining some honey. I'm gonna flip it all around, see where we're at here. Boink. Break time is over. Back on your heads. Let's see where we're at here. I've still got 10 or 12 frames to spin. Let's see how this feels almost empty. So you can hear the honey. If there's any in there, you can hear it. There's still honey in that. That's how you know to keep spinning, by the way. It'll take a little while. And that's going down a little bit. I'm going to open this up some. Let's see that big old clod that's in there. Can y'all see that? You're looking down that way. See that big old clog, that white that's in there? Okay, I'm going to pull that out. It always works that way. See? Always works that way. Still feels heavy. This is that Linda likes so much. See how dark that comb is? The honey is the comb is actually made dark by the bees. That's like bee foot tracks. Okay. The bees walk across there and walk across there and walk across there, and that's what it does. That's what you're actually seeing. Is the reason that is dark the way that it is dark is that the bees, they go out there and they track in the different kinds of pollen, and as they track that different pollen in, it discolors the comb. That's what that is. So now you know. Like Linda said, you know, I don't know everything there is to know about bees, and I don't know anybody that does. I know more than most folks, and I know less than some. So, you know, all things being equal, I'm just gonna. There's 2 frames in here. I'm just gonna sling them real quick. I feel like I got something in them that needs slung out. May not be nothing gonna sling out of them. Sometimes they get that way. They get contrary that way. So call these done now, and we'll start with the next ones. Now, here's what I know. Okay, I know that I've got the same number of boxes as I have frames. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maximum, I've got 14 frames left because I had 6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5's in the chair out there getting the bees' attention, and then there's these. So that's where we're at. Sorry to step in front of y'all. Let me move this over here. Show y'all what I'm doing. This poor little girl, she just got honeyized. Hey girl, hey girl. I hope they find you. Come here. Come over here. No, she's scared. I don't blame her. I'd be scared too if I was a little bee. There we go. Get over there. Now the bees may find her and clean her up. Okay, that's just one bee, and as the world turns, yes, she is insignificant. But still, I'm gonna move y'all over here. Maybe we can see the whole gamut of what we're doing. I'm gonna be putting some frames into the bucket here. Now, all of these frames don't have a ton of honey on them, okay? A lot of them don't have very much at all. But whatever they got, that's what I'm trying to get. We're gleaning. We're in the corners of the fields. Now, the truth of the matter is, there's probably going to be between 5 and 10 gallons of honey when I'm done. Once again, I tell you, honey sells by the pound, all right? And because it sells by the pound, now I want you to listen. I'm fixing to spin. Listen, you're going to hear it clicking. Hear that? The centrifugal force slings the honey out of the comb. All right, that's all it is. Just keep it at a steady, and the pull is it's like being on a fair on a what do they call them things? Y'all ever rode that thing where you get on there, you stand up, and the floor drops up from under your feet? You know, that's what it's like. It just pushes it out, and boom, it's gone. That's what it looks like inside the spinner. Down in the bottom, that white stuff is where the honey level's at. When I put more in here, it will catch up to that, and I'll have to stop spinning for a little bit because of the spinner won't allow me to Well, it will. I could keep spinning, but I'd be doing a whole lot of work and getting a whole little bit of nothing for the effort that I was putting in. I'm just turning this around to the other side. I've only got 4 frames in here right now. Anything on there? Ain't much. Okay. These lightly used frames. There's not a lot in there at all. I'm gonna check and see whether or not we spin anything out of there. Really, it'll spin something out of all of them. But hear it? Then it stops making that noise, or slows down at least. That's when the honey's been slung out of it, and then of course it just goes on the sides. For all those people that tell you that you can't use your stainless steel spoons and it takes the tincture out of honey, I want you to look at what I'm spinning this thing in. Okay, I spin it in a stainless steel vat. I drain it through stainless steel strainers. Okay, so I just don't believe I'm going to agree with them people that that's a thing, not a real thing, anyways. And I'm thinking those people are full of more of themselves than they want to say. They want to be relevant, maybe. I don't know. In any event, so what are we doing now? How are we looking over here? All right, we got 5 people. Who all we got in here? Who all we got? Okay. Y'all ever think about this? Moving you back over here so I can work. Go back over here so I can get to working. Do what I need to do here. Point you down where you can see that. See, that's the draining right there. So I got to keep an eye on that. Don't let it get too much on me. And then I'm going to stop and take these frames out. I'm going to put the next 4 frames in. Simply irresistible. Yeah. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that. The color of the frames, the color of the wax, I want to save out my clearly white frames, and I'm gonna store them with other white frames. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this comb right here this is about 1.5 years old. Okay, see how pretty it is. Okay, it has not been corrupted yet, and so when you do sourwood honey, the sourwood, one of the things that they want you on your sourwood honey is they want it to be clear. See how dark this honey is? See how dark that comb is? Okay, that comb right there, it will taint the honey. So if I put, even though I put clear sourwood, if I put those frames on during my sourwood harvest, then the bees will fill them all up with honey. The bees don't know what color they are, and they don't care. And so they will get out of there. Okay. Come on, get out of there. There's a bee in there. I'm trying to make sure she gets out. Okay. Cool breeze. So then, if I put these frames on there, the bees will fill those frames up with beautiful golden sourwood honey. And because these frames, because the wax in these frames is already tainted dark, then my sourwood honey will come out dark. Now, it's going to taste just exactly like it would have tasted anyways, because color is not tasted. But people that know sourwood are snobby in a degree and a fashion. Okay, this is sourwood right here. That's sourwood honey. See how the difference? See how it's clean? Okay. Whew. Much in that at all. One of these heavy guys here. Okay. I'm having to do more cleanup than I ought to have to do here, but it's my fault. Where are you at, little bee? I can hear you down there. I'm looking at this one right here, and I can see that I haven't broken all the seals over here. I need to go ahead. There we go. Perfect. See that? You've got to make sure that it tastes good. Be surprised how heavy that honey is. And it is heavy. Down to the last 10 frames, there's 6 more in there. Then we're done. And all the fun's done too, guys. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Then we go to cleaning up. And cleaning up is so much fun. Anybody ask any questions? I ain't seen nobody. Okay. All right. All right, here you go. All right, nobody got no questions. Perfect. I'm such a good teacher. Nobody ever has any questions. That or I stink really terrible. Can't be sure. Can't be sure. Now we're going to turn them around. And we're going to spin it over the other side. And you can tell, like I said, you can tell by how heavy it is. Okay? Plain and simple. It's how heavy that thing is. If it's not heavy, all the honey's gone. Honey is heavy. Okay? Now listen, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it sound like rain, okay? Pretty cool, huh? And then we just sit here and we've done what we can do now. I've got to let some of it drain off. You see how sluggish the handle is? That's because the honey in the bottom of the bucket is up high enough that it is stopping the turn of the spinner. So that ain't helping me at all. What I'll do is I'll take one of these boxes over here and I'll put it on top of those bees over there and let them clean it up. And they will clean it up. Okay, free honey is free honey. And not only that, the nurse bees inside the hive that aren't outside yet, they will work on cleaning that up. I see Kate's back with me. Kate, it's good to always have you. Praise the Lord. I just wish I had some coffee, y'all. I'd be good to go if I had some coffee. Honey with Clell is great, but coffee with Clell is better. Whew, praise the Lord. Whew. He's a way maker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, moving in our midst. We worship you. We worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. We worship you. We worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, moving in our midst. We worship you. We worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. We worship you. We worship you. Calling you, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You know, even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. It never stops. It never stops working. It never stops working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. Wendy, you want to come and talk to me? Don't nobody want to come and talk to me. I don't know why. Hallelujah. I got wax all over me, y'all. Don't you know? I got wax all over me. Man. Well, let's see. It's 5 o'clock. I've been on here for 2 hours and some change, I imagine. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back live tonight at 9 o'clock, Lord willing. I appreciate everybody that's been here and everybody that's shared with us. And Miss Kate, I love you, darling. I hope everything's okay. And I thought that was cute last night when we got to do the double whammy on Jonathan, didn't you? And that was just cool. In the meantime, let's see. I appreciate everybody that's here. And I want y'all to take and, make something good out of the rest of the day, okay? God bless you all. I will see you tonight. I go live at 9 to 11 most every night. Hope y'all can join. God bless.